can you get that toy? Or should we give baby Raya her new flag? Yeah. Oh, it's your flag. Alright. Well, hey everyone, we are so excited. We have a new American citizen. Yes. So we're up here in Auckland right now, and so for those of you who don't know, if you are a U.S. citizen and you have your child abroad, like we did, we're in New Zealand right now, and we had baby Raya here in New Zealand, down in Queenstown, and you have to register the baby. It's called a CRBA, and it's a whole process of a whole bunch of paperwork, and you have to then go to the U.S. Consulate and get an appointment, and all in all, it took like 4 months or something like that. And so, oh, look who's here. And so, yeah, finally got the big flag though for her. And when we get her passport in, I think they said 2 weeks. So, really, really cool. So, Raya, congratulations. You are now officially a dual New Zealand and U.S. passport. Not even 1 year old yet.
Are you American? And
you have 2 passports, baby. So, really, really excited for you. And I think it's so cool they give you a U.S. like a U.S. flag. I don't know why I'm so patriotic about this, but I am. So, one thing that Naomi always joked about when she first came to America, she's like, there is U.S. flags, American flags everywhere. And when you're in America, like it's true, like we really share our U.S. flags everywhere. So
when I had my naturalization ceremony and became a U.S. citizen, all the girls at work celebrated with little mini flags when I came to work the next day. So just very, very patriotic.
Yeah. So, if any of you out there are starting this whole process, or you just had a kid abroad or anything like that, it's somewhat of a streamlined process, and you can generally find the right information online. With that said, it's a lot of paperwork. So basically, they're going to want to see all of your different documentation in terms of like your marriage certificates and naturalization certificate, all of like your previous like places you've lived in the past. Was it our whole lives? It was. Yeah. So they literally, like, they asked us every single address we've ever lived our entire lives. We've lived in a lot of places because we've traveled around the world quite a bit.
Since I left home at 18, I've on average moved every 6 months.
Yeah. So there was so many documentation that we had to gather. And then when we were in America, obviously, like they wanted to see like where, like what was our mortgage statement and our deeds and everything like that for our house purchases. This is just what it's like traveling with the little ones these days. We love it. It's really great, but man, it is tiring traveling with a toddler and a little baby these days. And so, you parents who are in the thick of it, you know. But at the same time, really enjoy it as well. Man, when we first came here, we like arrived into Auckland, and then we decided like, oh, we're gonna take all public transport. So like the first day was basically like wasted because we couldn't figure out the right bus to get on, and then the right train. We went back and forth multiple times to different buses and trains, and finally got to a mall. And then from there,
it's not great to travel on things that you're like rushing and then have to read certain signs right in a foreign city that you're in,
but then they're like a toddler is like grabbing your leg.
Distracted with kids, it's a little bit harder.
Yeah. But yeah, on the way then to our hotel, we were just like,
it was pouring rain,
yeah,
and windy, yeah.
Yeah, and so after it all, we're like, let's just grab an Uber, and it was like cheaper than public transport almost. It was basically the same price, and so quick and easy. And yeah, there's a reason Uber is pretty successful, I think. So, but they gave us also like these fun like little American twirly things. Yeah. Yeah. So that's cool. But anyway, when you start with your CRBA application, there's going to be so many documentations that you're going to need to provide. So just be aware you're going to be having to be well organized, especially living abroad as an American citizen. And then basically you send off the application. You include like postage and everything like that, because they're going to then mail a new passport back to you. And so and that will be all in the application. But yeah, it's a big process. We've done a lot of applications throughout our lifetime, you know, having different citizenships and, you know, residencies and everything like that in various countries and visas and everything like that. And it was a lot that we had to do. And a lot of time, we didn't have a printer either, so like going back and forth to the library a bunch and everything like that. But anyway, sent it off, then we waited about 4 months and they finally got back to us saying, hey, we have set your appointment, you have to be there on this date at this time in this city. And so, of course, the city is on an entirely different island than we live on currently, so we had to travel from down where we're living right now to Kaiteriteri near Nelson. We had to travel up to Auckland, which is fine. It's kind of nice to do a trip up here. And then showed up the appointment, and it was, we were so excited. Like, we had like our camera with us and ready to vlog everything, and they said you can't bring your camera inside, and you can't bring your phones inside, you can't bring your wallets inside, like you can't bring anything. And so literally we had to like check our bag, go through security. I don't know if the US Consulate, is that considered like a US property there? I don't know. They were very like strict with their security though, but it was so fun. Like once we get in, there's literally like kids running around everywhere because I think they bunch all these CRBA appointments at the same time. So it was all these Americans that had babies that you know are registering their babies birth abroad at the same time. So they're all there at the same time. It was really cool. But anyway, yeah. Then from there, because we're both U.S. citizens, Naomi's a dual U.S. and New Zealand citizen. But because we were both U.S. citizens, it was a somewhat streamlined process from there. They asked us a few questions. The first question was, what was your guys' wedding day, anniversary day? And I was like,
Always forget that.
And yeah, so, but other than that, it was just a few questions, pay a fee, and it happened. So, with all that said, we're really excited. It gives Raya the ability to be a full U.S. citizen as well as a full New Zealand citizen, as well as Nikita has that, Naomi has that, and I'm working towards my dual citizenship. With that said, there is some big negatives to being a U.S. citizen, especially if you're not actually living in America. So, it's going to be a big decision for our girls when they're older, whether they're going to be actually living in America or not. Because if they're not, they still have to pay taxes for the rest of their lives to America. So like Raya has never been to America yet. It's getting really bright. Raya's never been to America yet. But if she decides to live here in New Zealand or somewhere else in the world, because she's a U.S. citizen, she still has to pay taxes to America, even though she's never been there or worked there or anything like that. Yeah, it's kind of a big process. But with that said, I think the pros outweigh the cons, you know, with our family being there and everything like that, as well as being a dual citizen here, because we have family here as well. So, home was home. Anyway, if you guys have any questions about the CRBA process, let us know. We just went through it. We're really excited for baby Raya here, and yeah, hope you guys are all having a really blessed day. If there's anything we can pray for you for, leave them in the comments below. Other than that, let's go America! USA! 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 Alright, see you everyone. Bye-bye.